Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the Jamaipanese vlog, where I'll be talking about my history with learning the Japanese language and an idea I have for a new video series, a monthly video series about me in Japan learning Japanese. Yep, so this vlog will be another one of my driving freestyle vlogs. I tried to record this sitting at home, but I don't know, vlogging doesn't work for me sitting down and looking at the camera. So yeah, my history of studying the Japanese language. I started studying Japanese formally 13 years ago now. In 2005, September 2005, my first Japanese teacher, I think my only ever Japanese teacher, has been Tomoko Sensei. So anybody who has ever studied Japanese at all in Jamaica or know many of the Japanese nationals living in Jamaica will know Tomoko Sensei. So big up yourself, Tomoko Sensei, anywhere you're there. Yeah, I was just barely out of my teens and I wanted to learn Japanese. The main reason was just that, yeah, I love video games and I wanted to understand what these video game characters are screaming at each other when fighting. Well, there's more to it than that, but yeah, that was one of my motivations, I'm not afraid to say. So yeah, I did classes at the Language Training Center in Halfway Tree. After work for a few hours, a couple of times, maybe 2 times a week. And I did that for almost 2 years, about 2 years. That's how I learned about the JET program. I also participated in various little ceremonies involving the Japanese embassy, so I got introduced to various members of the Japan embassy in Kingston, Jamaica staff. So that initial introduction to those members of staff, my teacher for learning the language formally, was important to me at that time. So after those 2 years of proper Japanese language study, my Japanese was improving steadily. I learned hiragana, I learned katakana, I knew a few dozen kanji. And yeah, it was good, but as the class went on, less and less people stayed on to learn more, and so it just got too expensive. It started out with like 12, then there was 9, then there was 4, then there was like 2 of us. So I stopped studying, and yeah, I wanted to visit Japan. So long-time followers of my blog will know that I did a thing called Operation Visit Japan, where I saved for 2 years and also got contributions from my blog readers as well as the earnings from my blog to visit Japan by myself for a month in 2011. It should have been March 2011, but unfortunately there was the terrible Fukushima earthquake, tsunami, all radioactive thingy, all that you've probably heard about. So my trip got postponed to September, which was fine because it turned out to be cheaper. And yeah, I went to Japan in September 2011, and I think my Japanese was at the highest level then. I think my listening skills are better now because I'm hearing Japanese every day, but I still feel like my speaking and writing ability was the best it has ever been still in 2011. So I went to Japan, I had a glorious time for 1 month, and yeah, I came back from Japan very motivated to go back to school, go to college, stop quitting in the middle of it all the time, and do my degree. Yeah, August 2012 I started university. It was difficult. I worked full time and went to school in the evenings/nights, and I slowly made it through. And then in my third year there was an elective for Japanese, so I chose that as an elective, and lo and behold, who was my teacher again? Tomoko sensei. So Tomoko sensei, what was this now? This was how many years? 7, 8, 9, 9-ish, 10-ish years after first starting to study Japanese. I ran into my old teacher of Japanese. So my Japanese had gotten crappy by that time. I wasn't using Japanese at all. I was so focused on other things. So I forgot basically all of katakana. I still remembered most of the hiragana, and I knew very little kanji by then. So I started studying again. I did well for that semester at school. I managed to ace the Japanese class still, and then I had final year of school, which was so freaking difficult. I made it through final year, and then I applied for the JET program, and here I am on the JET program now. So I tried to study some Japanese before coming on the JET program, but there were so many other things going through my already overactive mind that nothing was really sticking. And then I've now lived in Japan for a few months, and to be honest, the first few months I was so freaking numb. I'm still very numb some days, that I was just hearing so much Japanese, not being exposed to very much English at all, and it was just like I had to remember so many names. I had a new job, I'm halfway around the world, I don't know anyone, all of that stress, I call it, or what's the other word, all of that coming at me, stimulation coming at me at once is in some, as I said, some days overwhelming. But now that things are calming down, my listening ability in Japanese has been the best it has ever been. I think I can understand a lot of what is being said to me, but I'm unable to respond. I think many learners of Japanese or people who live in Japan may be able to relate, where I understand what's being said, but I can't reply, or I can't express myself. I don't understand everything all the time. I still poke on my phone to ask questions, but I understand at least, I would say 40-50% of what is being said to me now, or at least every other word or every third word or so I understand. But it's still quite hard to speak or express what I want to say. So now a friend of mine recently reminded me about the JLPT test. So way back in 2011, I wanted to do the Japanese language proficiency test, which had 4 levels at that time, but now it has 5 levels. So big up yourself, Rockstone. You know yourself. She's also on the JET program a year ahead of me. A real cool friend and a very helpful person who has helped me a lot since I've been in Japan. So so the JLPT is coming around in July and again in December. The plan before coming to Japan was to go straight for the JLPT N4, but to be honest, I could do it if I focus and grind and study every day, but I honestly don't want to do that, and I don't want Japanese to become stressful. So I think I'm gonna start at the JLPT N5 level and slowly work myself up to JLPT N4, maybe in December, JLPT N3 next year. Give myself some wiggling room and see where I am before I do each test. So this is where my YouTube channel comes in. I've been having an idea, or I have an idea, to do a monthly Japanese series, or a monthly series that I talk about my journey studying Japanese. Yeah, I will talk about the books that I'm reading, the books that I'm using to study. I recently bought a workbook, and the library on the island that I'm on, or the libraries, I'm spoiled with libraries and books. There are a lot of books that I can read, simple books like straight up kids books and nursery rhymes and stuff. I recently read The Very Hungry Caterpillar. In Japanese, I've never read that in even English. So yeah, I read The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I'm reading something about a Princess Kaguya Hime, I think is what it's called. So yeah, the series will be about my journey studying Japanese, doing the JLPT test, studying for the JLPT test, starting from N5 in July, hopefully. Other persons who are studying Japanese, whether you are below my level, at my level, or above my level, I encourage you to give me feedback, participate. Let's learn Japanese together. Other people who don't know Japanese or want to in the future can also check it out if you're interested in Japan and stuff, or want recommendations of books to read, or just want to see me struggle. Yeah, there are people like those. Feel free to watch. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it yet. I have some ideas. I will do a poll on Instagram and Twitter, and of course my blog. So follow me on Twitter at Jamaipanese, Instagram at Jamaipanese, and look out for those polls. I'll also post about it on my blog, just to vote on a name. I have a few ideas. Yeah, so books that I'm reading, language tips, me speaking Japanese and being embarrassed, because that's one of the problems with learners of a different language. I'm no different. I'm very self-aware when I'm speaking Japanese, and I just become a nervous wreck. So yeah, thank you for watching episode 19 of the Jamaipanese vlog. I hope you will follow my journey learning Japanese.
Hey you, yeah, you. What are you waiting for? Like, comment, subscribe.